The UK's Competitive and Markets Authority are moving to block Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard King. And this is very surprising because I did not expect this in the slightest. What I thought was going to happen is the governments of the world were going to wave their stick around pretending like, oh yeah, we're keeping these corporations in check. But really by the end of it, they were going to concede to whatever these corporations really wanted. Like, that's what normally happens with this. That's what happened with the Disney purchase a couple years ago. But this time around, it seems like they're actually trying to block this, and it is very much surprising. But what might be a bit more surprising to everybody watching this is the reasons for why they're blocking it. And I've been warning people about this because everybody who has been talking about this deal so far has overly focused on the idea of Xbox buying Call of Duty. And I've been telling everybody that's not what this purchase is. If it was just Xbox buying Call of Duty, it's not nearly as big of a deal. Like, it's a big deal for console gaming, but it's not of overall world, like, government's big deal thing. Like, it doesn't come to this level. And the reason why that is because what this purchase really is Microsoft, a $1 trillion company, the third biggest company in the world, purchasing Activision Blizzard King. And those three companies are humongous in their respective areas. Activision is huge in console gaming, Blizzard is huge in PC gaming, and King is the biggest in mobile gaming. Like, that is what's happening here. But for some reason, everyone wanted just to make this about Call of Duty and Xbox. And that's something that the UK has made clear has nothing to do with the reason why they're blocking this purchase. In fact, they made a whole point of this to say that regardless if Call of Duty is owned by Microsoft or not owned by Microsoft, it will not hurt PlayStation in any competitive way. And it's kind of funny because, you know, PlayStation's been the main one fighting against this all, but they're all like saying, yeah, you're concerned, shut up, PlayStation, we don't care, that's not why we're worried here. So kind of roasting Sony a bit. But if that's not the reason, what is the real reason for why they're blocking it? And to just tell you guys straight up, they say it's because of cloud gaming services. And I know, yeah, I agree with you. Even as someone who has been against this deal for a very long time, against this purchase going through, I think this is a terrible reason to give. Like, what are we talking about here? Are we really just about to block a deal for the reasons of cloud gaming? Like, who does cloud gaming right now? Like, nobody does this. This isn't even a proven product yet this is the reason you're giving that you're going to block this giant purchase? Like, it just feels weak. Like, I just don't think this is going to hold up, to be completely honest. And in fact, Microsoft doesn't think this either. That's the reason why the same day they announced this, they've already announced they're going to appeal this. And honestly, I think they're going to win this appeal, because how are you going to block this purchase based on a technology or a product that isn't even proven, right? Like, sure, cloud gaming could be great in the future when it does work, but right now it doesn't. So how are they going to block that? I just don't think that it is a solid reason to give. And again, this is coming from someone who is against this purchase, but I just feel like there's so many other good reasons to give. Like, to me, I think the biggest problem is just how you see Microsoft is further monopolizing an industry. Like, keep in mind, they're not just buying Activision Blizzard King. Like, as big as that of a deal that is of buying those three companies is, like, they've been doing this for a while. They bought Bethesda just not too long ago, and even before that, they were buying up smaller studios. They bought Rare and a bunch of other not as big studios. And to me, what was obvious what they're doing is that they were trying to monopolize an industry, and that is what I think they should have gone after, because there is a clear pattern for what Microsoft is doing. They're buying up the entire industry. That's what they're doing. I mean, it's Microsoft, guys. Like, Microsoft is known for monopolization. They got sued for it multiple times in the past. Like, this isn't a new thing for them. So for them to just ignore that obvious reason and instead talk about cloud gaming just seems kind of dumb to me. It just seems like a losing strategy when you have a winning one right there and an actual good reason to block this purchase. But I just don't know. At the end of the day, I'm not an expert at this, right? I'm just a guy making YouTube videos, so I could be wrong about this. Maybe this secretly is the best way to block it. Maybe their real reasons for why they're blocking it is because of everything I said, but this is the best way they found a way to stop it or something like that. But I just don't know. To me, it doesn't seem great, but again, I might just be the ignorant one here at the end of the day. I'm not the one paid to do all this, so don't take my word over these guys, obviously. Now, a major question that still needs to be answered is what happens with the US and the FTC over here. Like, this to me is a slightly bigger deal because, you know, it's the United States, and, you know, Microsoft is literally based in the United States. And I'd just be curious to see what they say about this and what their finding comes if they want to block this deal also. Because to me, if the FTC does greenlight this purchase, I think for sure 100% is going to go through. But if the FTC and the UK both block it, then that's a much bigger deal. And to me, I think that's all we really have to wait for to see what happens with that. Because if two governments block it, two major governments, that's probably going to make a big difference. But I guess we'll have to wait and see for what the FTC has to say. Regardless though, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this down in the comment section below. But I'm going to go, and I'll catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be, and laters guys.